Well,
for
the
the
Twitter
moment.
stuff brings out Tucker Carlson in it.
I have no idea who that is.
Ooh, he's so controversial, man.
Let's do that then. Let's put some spice into things. I have no idea who that is.
For anyone that does not follow Tucker Carlson is one of the individuals that's on Fox News that just he says some wild things and he can stir the pot extremely fast. High level, what ended up happening with him is there was some controversy around some stuff that was vocalized. And after being with Fox News for a number of years, him and Fox News have decided to part ways. And so he needed a new platform. Elon Musk now has a town hall, town square that, accepts all points of view. And so Tucker Carlson started posting on Twitter. But something really interesting happened. He posted,
What was that?
so he has these short, so when he was on Fox News, it was Tucker Carlson Tonight. Now he has Tucker on Twitter. And he posts these like 10 to 15-minute episodes of like different topics or things that he wants to talk about, right? So he's in the news area. He talks about like social topics. He's kind of like poking the bear with the people that he brings on. So he really can get some people rallied up. He's had 4 episodes. His first episode had 117 million views. Each of the other episodes ranges anywhere between 27 to 100 million views, basically, of the first 4. So in aggregate, right, he's had 4 episodes, air quote episodes, 10-minute videos that was posted on Twitter that has basically hit over 200, almost 300 million views. So
Damn.
when you hear that from a high level, you're like, this guy out of the gates is like Mr. Beast on YouTube. Right? Like he stirred the pot. First of all, this is happening on Twitter, which is like, what? Twitter? That's not that. I don't think like Twitter in video, that's not the first association. When I think Twitter in anything, I'm thinking short form tweets that like I just had a popsicle.
The watering hole type of like
Exactly. And a little bit now there's all about these like tweet threads and crap like that. So there's
you're
some
one of them.
Yeah, of course I'm one of them. I play on all platforms. And this is why it got me so interested is, hey, should we cross post our content on Twitter as video? That's what got me going with a lot of this, right? Is this the start of something that could become the norm? And so let's do some comparisons, right? Because obviously you're like, these numbers are insane. People are going to try to smash it down. And this is less about Tucker Carlson, more about the platform and the video content on the platform. So one of his last episodes on Fox News before he left was in April of 2023. It was known to have around 3.3, 3.4 million views on his last episode. Okay. Now, this is comparing it to his stuff on Twitter, where his lowest watched video right now is 27 million. But there's some things that like people wanted to point out of, wait, we have to discredit some parts. And I was like, all right, cool. Let's dive into the metrics here. Okay. So one view on television is usually measured by a company called Nielsen. For those that, like our parents' generation, they used to have these like Nielsen boxes on the top of their televisions, which basically allowed them to collect data on what did you watch, what commercials you watch, what are your habits, things like that. So it's an analytics company specific for television. The way that a view is measured on television is the average minute audience. So at any given time during that show, in a minute, what is the average number of people watching it? That's how they basically measure show volume. YouTube does this very similar, but they do it as once someone has watched 30 seconds of your film or video, it counts as a view. And it's not unique to the individual person, right? So this is when you see Gundam Style that hit 1 billion views, like 1/6 of the world's population didn't watch it. It could have been 200 million people that just watched it, 10 times.
Yeah. It's just a replaying of it as long as it hits that metric of 30 seconds.
Exactly. Twitter recognizes a view after someone has watched the video for 2 seconds. and it's non-unique. So if I go and I happen to
Mm,
see it 10 times for 2 seconds, I've actually only consumed it 20 seconds in total. It'd be registered
it
as hit
can
views.
Oh, wow.
So there's a little bit of inflation going on, and I didn't collect the data around like how view counts are registered when you're looking at it from like a TikTok or a YouTube Shorts standpoint. So there is a little bit of inflation that's going on there, but okay, let's put each of those down, what, a quarter, a tenth? I mean, if we want to say a 30th compared to what like YouTube is, these are still pretty significant number of impressions that these videos are being shown to, that at least provides the opportunity to be seen.
It kinda shows at least at least X amount either clicked it. You could be the same person clicking 100,000,000 times but they clicked it.
Clicked
So
it or scrolled it or it was
mhm.
surfaced, like it depends on how the algorithm's there, right? And so all of that to say, what are your thoughts about this? Should we be posting on Twitter?
Who's the new CEO of Twitter again? The NBC?
It's an old NBC executive, I think.
Yeah. So, that makes sense though, if that's why I asked that if they're veering to that route, how is Twitter what is Twitter's new pivot if they're going into long form video or like that by long mid video form, like to 10 minutes, 15 minutes? What does that really mean now? Are they trying to now be a competitor of YouTube or as they weren't doing so well versus being in I don't even know how to classify their social media. Like it's not an Instagram. Like how would you
Maybe like a
classify like
Reddit?
yeah, like a Reddit. Dang, I think saying fuck it, why not try it? What's gonna be the harm from it? Honestly, there's not. If not, then we tried and didn't do so well, then we would pivot again. Personally, and I'm speaking just for us, as Twitter, I think it's interesting because it has been known that they've not made any money. They they've always been bleeding. Is this a new pivot for them to actually turn a corner as a business model and say this is now worth it? Speaking about that, just about eyes on, um, there's always a level of I forget where I heard this, but there are certain levels of transactions. Like again, coding was one of the level transactions. Labor, time and labor was a level. Now it's audience in this most modern type. How many eyes can get glued on the screen? That's the intangible currency that we are seeing. So does that now provide value for other companies to buy into Twitter? Just because, oh, I get eyes on here, then is that now a new revenue stream to create this business in the positive? So that's my point of views.
I think with their new CEO coming from NBC Universal and with like during the acquisition when Elon purchased Twitter, a lot of the ad partners left. It's going to be what can be attractive to pull them back in to get some of that ad money coming back through,
Mhm.
right? I mean, Google without ads is broke. So ads are the lifeblood of a lot of these companies. I think for us, absolutely. This is something that we should look at. When I saw these numbers, it made me almost, oh man, dude, back when like Musically had just got rebranded to TikTok, I remember
Oh, yeah.
telling people about it. This is when I was running Stacks Nutrition. And I was like, we need to get on TikTok. I don't understand it, but we need to get on
Just
TikTok.
get
And
on it.
everyone's like, dude, it's a bunch of 12-year-olds and like girls dancing. And I'm like, dude, I don't
Looking at
understand
that.
it, but I'm just saying that this is it. I almost feel like that kind of conviction of Twitter right now is very much in a very small niche audience. But I think with different moves like this of individuals coming onto the platform and finding this as their home, I think this might be the big unlock for them.
Yeah. I'm kinda down. You do the work though and see how it plays out. Write the playbook.
Yeah, I already have it in my head.
I think you already roll with it, you just gotta roll with it.
Yeah, and I gotta look into they've changed some of the rules, right? Like they got rid of like the verification check marks. Now you have to pay for it because they want to become a real identity platform. And I think you have to pay for it in order for you to post videos above a certain length.
Oh, wow.
I mean, for them, that's a revenue stream, right? That's a
It
membership
is.
revenue stream that's recurring. So that's also very sticky. Um,
It's a new model though that no one has ever tried.
yeah, it's a new model, and people are going to try to copy. And if Facebook does it, people are going to be like, "Go away." But I think, yeah, I don't see anything like with us not trying it. I do think it's something that, at least for like you and me, we should both kind of look and play with it, because I think there could be something here that's actually interesting. I think TikTok is having its moment. I think it's mainstream now. It's not an early adopter platform anymore. It's
You
a
can't use it to gain your that's how early content creators in during that 2020 kind of generation create the man with a pot, like,
Mhm.
who the heck's and they grew that social media first and then was able to externally grow out into the other bigger platforms because they had one single following. And to be honest, fuck you, Gary Vee, because that shit was right. Like Gary Vee said, like straight up, get TikTok. You'll get the earliest growth hack, and they'll push out to other contents. And it was interesting just to watch content creators grow on TikTok and then bleed over into other social media stuff because people don't want to watch short form videos. Maybe they just do want a picture or having long form type of content into a website or a video, and it bled into all that stuff, but they started with TikTok, and yeah, I'm for it.
Yeah. And again, I'm not saying like the age of TikTok is done, because if we
Yeah.
had that lens on it, the age of YouTube is done, right? YouTube's been here for a long time. But I think the
You have
dynamic
to
that
work harder
comes,
at it. You have to work harder at it. You think TikTok's at the point where, like, where on YouTube, you just have to keep on consistently working on it, or you think you can do, like, those one few videos to blow up?
I think it's like YouTube's play. Push out solid content over and over again, and it can hit. The opportunity that I see with Twitter overlapping with YouTube is, let's say you post something good on YouTube, the comments can kind of get lit. You could have some interaction. I mean, sub threads and comments and responses is the heart of Twitter. So now you have a video like that, and you have this really public, right? Like comments are a little bit like tier two on YouTube. Comments or responses are kind of tier one to Twitter. So like you would
That's
have
their,
the
like, DNA,
video.
that's their bread and butter.
Yeah. So the video starts the conversation, but the conversation is the conversation. Right. And so I think that's where like you could post these interesting snippets. Like maybe we have to short this up almost like a TikTok, maybe in terms of like length and punchiness. But I think the maintenance comes monitoring and having discussions in the comments for that content.
Mhm. I like that. I think that's a good way to close out.
Yeah, I'm excited. Everyone that's listening, stay tuned for our official Twitter to be launched sometime in the next month.
Hopefully sooner,
I mean, I'm
Nicholas.
not I'm not committing to that one. I think it's there, but there's a laundry list of
We
other
gotta
things
get
that
this
we have to
shit
do.
done, alright?
We
Come on.
I added it to the list. All right. Well,
Uh,
on that note, we'll shelve my last topic, or your last topic, until next week.
yeah,
And yeah, for those that made it this far in the episode, thank you for listening. Always enjoy it. Leave some comments below.
always appreciate y'all. Been great.
Don't forget to comment, subscribe. We're trying to boost the subscriptions. So totally hit
Please
that.
subscribe.
Yes, yes, yes. We're not begging you, but we're begging you.
Subtly.
Okay.